Now we're just in it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
I thought the mustache usually guided you in the right direction. That just kind of got you all messed up today. Jeez. This is rough. Bro, it's episode 51.
That's not recording,
We
is
should
it?
be professional by now. Right?
Hold on.
Don't you think? This is our 51st time to do this. You should know what's going on.
Hey, man.
Right?
oh, man.
The mustache has me overconfident. I got cocky.
Now, that makes sense.
I got cocky and was like,
Now that makes sense.
I said, man, your mustache looks cool, man. And it reminds me of like C-Bum. We were talking about lat spreads. We're like, man, who can do their best lat spread? And I called him D-Bum.
D-Bum.
And so, yeah, I guess he thought we were at the Olympia or something.
Yeah, I do have a mustache right now. Sean told me that he just did a front lat spread. He told me one of his main.
I'm sitting here playing with chords and Sean's over here.
This is our 51st time. You got to quit playing with the damn chords. So Sean told me one of his ultimate fitness goals, or maybe even life goals in general, is to be able to hit a front lat spread and see the lats from the front, which is kind of a big deal.
Yes.
That is a big deal.
I mean,
it's huge.
I got to get there.
You know, outside of like the professional bodybuilding world, there's not a whole lot of people just walking around where you can see their lats clearly from the front.
Oh no, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
You remember when we worked at IHOP? Big Bob,
Boss Bob.
Y'all worked
Yeah.
at IHOP?
Yeah, when we were 16.
Yeah, buddy. We worked the host stand. We just took people to this table and gave them their menus, basically.
Nice.
Well, I mean, you could have spiced it up. Gee.
Well, we were professional customer service.
There we go.
There you go.
Advocates.
You were professional customer couriers. There you go.
I don't know what a
go.
courier is, but yeah.
I would think like a menu curry because you carry the menus.
There you go.
But you,
I just tried to think of like a big like 3-syllable word. I
could use the word advanced customer service planner because we planned where they were going to sit. We planned on the way to the table.
I forgot. I don't even know how this.
Bob.
Oh,
Bobby.
Boss Bob.
Bobby.
Yeah, this guy had some lats on him.
So there was this old guy, and he was probably he was built like a brick shit house. Like he was probably like 5'7" or 8.
Yeah,
and probably about that wide in the shoulders.
That's a little house, but it's a badass house.
And he would just had broad shoulders and kind of a narrow waist, and he's an older guy.
Yeah, he's probably late 50s.
But when he walked, and he wore his pants
maybe.
real high. He had them pulled up real high.
Gotcha.
But anyway, the point is, man, this dude walked, and he was bowed up, and he's super nice, super
nicest guy.
Came in by himself every single Sunday, wanted a booth.
Yeah.
Because everybody at IHOP wants a booth. It's like a taboo to sit at a table.
This.
Yeah, he would sit there at the table. I don't even know what he ordered, but he came in every time, and he was very kind and courteous, and he ate and he left. The boss, but we called him the boss because of how he walked.
Because how he walked, yeah,
Because he
like
was
a
all,
boss.
yeah, he could have hit a front lat spread, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
Without a shadow of a doubt, he could have definitely hit a front lat spread. So you got it on camera. We got it on the podcast now. Sean's going to get lats big enough to do a front lat spread. See you on the next show.
We're out.
But yeah, man. So episode number 51.
We're here.
We had to come to the studio a day early because it seems like that's the trend these days. I've just been so busy with this big job coming up and so much work going on at the house. The point is, we're making it happen though. Coming in here late on a Wednesday night, late on a Thursday night, on our Friday, which is our usual scheduled day. I'm the one messing up all the recording times these recent weeks, friends, but look at us all sitting here. The 3 best friends anybody could have.
Hanging out on Thursday night.
I got the 3 cams, 3 mics.
You got the 3 cams. I got a new haircut, a mustache.
New haircut.
Got a little cocky. I did get a little cocky.
D-bum.
So I messed up the intro, but here we are. So Sean and I were discussing as you got here, Phil. Phil doesn't even know what we're talking about today. We were discussing how kind of the early days of our business ventures, or really anything significant in our lives that we've ever done, and how there's a couple different thoughts here. One, the early days and how, what we did or didn't do to kind of start moving in the right direction, what we learned through trial and error in the early days. And then how the second thought is and I'm going to say this and we'll explain later, but how people overthink things, and they have these. I'm going to use the term God complex, not because people think that they are God, but they think that too many people, and I was one of these for many years, really overthink everything that they do, especially when it's something outside of the norm or something that's a little bit risky. And they really do think that the things that they do matter much more than they really do.
I was just speaking with Denver about this. I think it was last night, how she was talking about how, and just this kid, I call him a kid. I don't know how old he was. She didn't give me that, but
Kid Chopsticks?
wasn't Kid
Y'all don't steal that. We're going to make a cartoon and it's going to be very successful.
Oh my goodness. Sean, I'm going to send you a photo of Kid Chopsticks and you kind of fit it in here right now. All right.
Okay.
So
he's a superhero.
Definitely.
Don't let me forget. She's a superhero.
They are superheroes.
They're a superhero.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
No. So no, Kid Chopsticks is a girl because Danny, and she kicks everybody's ass with chopsticks, and she's just cool. That's who Kid Chopsticks is.
Yeah, pretty much.
I could fuck with that.
That's her weapon, chopsticks.
Anyway, so she said that this guy came in, that a coworker, I guess, was just talking about how his life is so hard and no one can relate to his life because he does so much. He works so much. And then she just started drilling him.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, well, exactly how much do you work every week? And he said his answer, oh, well, like how many classes are you taking? He said his answer. She's like, that's not really that much. Like I've done more. It's not, bro, you're not special. And he just couldn't admit. She said he kept battling about how his situation was harder than anyone else's in the world. Like no one can even comprehend how much he works, how full his schedule is. And Denver wouldn't let it up. She wouldn't let him go.
Keep your foot on the gas, Danny.
This is not the case. You're not special. Nothing you do is special. It took a third part. Someone intervened, she said.
To break it up a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't like a heated battle or anything. She was just...
They were just going back and forth.
She was just genuinely...
It should have been heated.
I mean, maybe it was. I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, she was genuinely curious about why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Because she didn't agree that his life was so egregious or so special or, but everyone feels that way.
Yeah.
And it's just not the case.
Yeah.
So, and first of all, I'll start by saying it's relative to the individual, right?
What's a lot for Sean is different than a lot for you.
Right.
Very true. A lot for me.
Right.
I don't know if that's what you're getting at.
Yes. It's relative to the individual, but the exact quote that I was going to say was something that Jessica said to me through text the other day. And she was like, the risk that you may or may not take when it's all said and done, they're pretty irrelevant. They're not that important. Like in the grand scheme of life, like basically the way she ended the quote was, and I can read it here in a second, is that, we were talking about going for it in life, like your dreams, like going for it. And, I just have to read it. I have to read it to you.
Yeah.
But I like, as you're looking for that, I mean, I can agree. I think some people definitely, take that on, man, my life is just so tough.
I mean, I guess if that keeps you motivated as an individual,
but sometimes it doesn't. I had customers at the shop that would just talk like that. Oh man, my life is so tough. Yeah. Oh my God, I never have money for anything. I can't do that. Everything's so hard. And it's like, just take a second.
Well, if you accept it for that, then for sure,
then that's what you're going to
get. The reality is going to come true.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
So here it is. And there's a lot of things we can talk about after I read this. Basically, lose the anxiety because whether you worry or don't worry, it's not going to change the outcome is kind of the thought here. But that's leading up. We were talking about the things we have and have not accomplished in life and what we've learned along the way. And we were texting back and forth. And she sends me this text and it really hit me hard. She says, what we choose to do and not do in life is ultimately pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Life's too short to take so seriously. We have these God complexes about ourselves thinking the shit we do is just so important. So we play it safe all the time and we never accomplish anything substantial or worthwhile. So I'm just going to go for it. And if it doesn't work out, then oh well. Really, the only serious thing in life is losing your health. Everything else you can bounce back from. And when I read that, I read it again, like out loud to myself.
Need Jessica on the podcast,
and was like,
bro.
we have had her on here.
Have you?
Yeah. And it just really struck me. And I was like, I am somebody who more so in the past than now has really harbored a lot of anxiety and worry about things that are ultimately really insignificant, that really didn't matter at the end of the day. And, you know, I wasted days and time and sleep worrying about these things when, you know, it's really all insignificant. I mean, you know, if you get a moment when you're laying there on your deathbed, there's going to be a handful of things you did in life that mattered, you know, that really mattered.
Yeah.
You know?
Once you get to that.
And once you get there. And outside of that, I mean, the day-to-day stuff that a lot of people worry themselves with doesn't matter.
No, I think you're right. And even if, as long as you have your health, like she said, if you think about all the hard things that you've been through and how hard it was, well, here we are.
Yeah.
Like you're still here.
Yeah.
You know, it's that quote, like, we didn't come this far to just come this far.
Right.
You know what I mean? A similar situation. You might as well go for more.
Yeah. And I kind of like that saying that, you know, and it's all relative to the individual. What do you want out of your life? But I kind of like the saying, you know, if you're worried about something or something's bugging you, ask yourself, you know, in a year from now or whatever time frame, is this going to matter anymore? And the answer is probably no.
Right.
Yeah,
and honestly, the answer is you're probably not even going to remember anything about it. And you're going to have something new that you're worried about unless you adopt this mentality of, I'm not saying don't be cautious or be reckless and, you know, blow all your money and do all these unsafe things.
Just find your balance.
Yeah. But you have to have some go for it in life, you know, and don't hold back so much. Why are you holding back? I mean, no matter what, it's going to come to an end, and you're going to think about, you know, the stuff that you didn't do probably more than the stuff that you did.
I mean, I don't want to, I can't tell anyone what to do. You know, everyone should stay with what they want to do, you know, but for me to get bored, like doing it, not doing something different and something new, you know, it's kind of like a boredom thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of what happens to me. You know, I need to do something a little bit different.
If I'm not, it doesn't even always have to necessarily be different for me. But it does have to be more.
It has to be bigger.
It has to be bigger. It has to be, I can't just kick my feet up and go, yep, I made it. And
here we are.
Yeah.
There is part of me.
Yeah.
There is part of me that occasionally, for very short amounts of time, envies those who don't have or
desire,
ambition.
That's a better word.
And I'm not being a hater, because to me, if an individual's happy with their life, even if it's not what I like, I'm happy for them. But there's part of me that's sometimes like, man, I envy those people that don't have that much ambition.
Yeah.
That just want to work a 9 to 5, grab a 6-pack on the way home, sit in the recliner, go to bed and do it all over again.
Yeah.
Cut the lawn on Friday, you know, after work, and then hang out at the house all weekend. And maybe I described somebody's life, maybe I didn't, but there's part of me that wishes I didn't have this restlessness residing in my heart to go more.
I think that some people get to the life that you described by like not doing much. Like it's like I go back to the pawn shop analogy. Yeah, it's like they probably tried 1 or 2 careers, 1 or 2 hobbies, 1 or 2 somethings, and it's just like, oh nope, that didn't work for me. All right, I'm just gonna go work this 9 to 5, cut the grass and blah blah blah, and be very, very kind of okay with that. Mm-hmm. But they always want to do more, and they'll talk about it all the time. I know someone right now that always talks about he wants to do more. And I was like, bro, if you want a podcast, we can make it happen, like right now. And he's just like, man, nah. He's like, nah, we're good. And I'm like, dude, come on.
There's multiple reasons.
Pull the trigger.
There's multiple reasons why people won't. It's probably way more complex than what any of us can even comprehend.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the situation
and the individual,
their background, the things they've been through. I'm reading this really interesting book right now. It's called The Big Leap. He calls it an upper limit problem. There's another word, but he calls it your upper limit problem. It's basically when you have this opportunity to do something, it's like what's limiting you from actually pulling the trigger. And he calls it making the leap, right? That's why the book is called The Big Leap. But like there's an upper limit threshold, what's holding you back. And it's usually, it can be people are scared of, well, if I actually do it,
now I have to.
Now I have to follow through.
Yeah, now I have to commit.
And what if I fail? Then what are people going to think of me?
Exactly.
And I deal with that a lot, to be honest with you guys.
For sure. I think everybody does to a degree. Even people that are like, oh, I don't care. There's a little bit of that going on.
Yeah,
courage is overcoming that and doing it anyway.
The biggest courage is overcoming that.
Yeah.
And doing it anyway.
And doing it anyways, the other people thing. And I know that sounds dumb, but it's a very hard thing to overcome what you say to someone else. We've invested a lot into this, right? Into this podcast, the thing, Darryl's sitting in front of this big banner and we have all this equipment in here. And I've told people, hey, we have a podcast, you should listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, now I follow through.
Yeah. Now we got to record the podcast.
Yeah.
So some people are afraid and I can't blame them.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's just one example. I don't know if you guys have other examples of something that, maybe is holding someone back or.
Well, there's people that you're talking about. I would say the biggest one and the toughest one that people probably deal with is what you just said. What would other people think? But I think the list could go on. I mean, finances. People are scared that if they spend a little bit of money on some equipment, they might never recoup it. And they can't. They're
thinking about like the ROI of it or something.
They've got such an attachment to the money that, and I'm not saying blow all your money. I'm just saying that they have such an attachment, even if it's not enough money.
Well, it's not even the money. They have an attachment to the security that the money is giving.
Could be that too. Yeah.
Definitely.
And even if it's not enough money to sink the ship, they're still not willing to spend that 500, that 1,000, that 5,000, whatever it is to start what they're doing, just because they have that attachment. They do have that security blanket of it. And I know a lot of people like this, that, they have this talent or this desire or this hobby or this passion that they want to do, but it would cost them a little bit of money and they're not willing to let any of that go.
And even the time too, like not even just a money thing, just time. People are like, man, it's going to take this long to get there. It's going to take that long to do this. And it's just like, dude,
laziness. People don't actually want to do the work.
Yeah. That's a big one. Probably.
That's a big
one. And on the what people think part, there's two pieces to that. It's like, well, what are they going to think of me doing this in the first place? Right.
Yeah.
And then part two of that is, what are they going to think if I do it and then fail? Right. So those are two different fears.
Right.
Those are two different fears going on there. So I think, either one of those. And then the realization as well of that their life is not as full and as packed and as crazy as they actually think it is.
Yeah.
Right. If they did do this thing, well, that means what they were doing before was not very much.
And they've been telling people all this time, I'm locked in. I'm so busy. Yeah.
And you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Well, now you're doing this other thing.
There's this, I'm not scrolling on my phone because my mind's wandering. I was looking for this quote that I screenshotted and I wanted to bring up on the show. No, I didn't find it, but I'm going to butcher it real quick. Cause of course that's what I always do.
There you go. Butcher Darryl.
The butcher, but
the
butcher. Basically, the quote was something along the lines of when it's time to do the work, when that's all that's left to do, you're going to find out if your goals are really your goals or if you're just full of shit. That's basically what it says.
There's something I thought you were going a different direction with that.
There's R&D that needs to go in to most things, right? You got to learn a little bit about it, and you have to engross yourself in it. Educate yourself at least a little bit.
Yeah, kind of test yourself.
Like learn some ins and outs of what you're trying to get into. Mm-hmm. But when the time comes that you've done all of that, and you have the money, and there's some time that you can set aside for it, and all that's left to do is just do the work, you're going to find out if that's actually your goal or actually what you want to do, if you're just full of shit. That's when you're going to find out. You're going to find out right then and there.
How many people do you think?
Man, I wish I could find I'm listening to you.
Yeah, but I'm just curious, like how many people realize they actually are full of shit versus how many people never find out?
I would say a lot of people realize they are full of shit, but it lingers in the back of their mind and they don't admit it to themselves or anybody else, but they know it's there. They know that they're full of shit. That's probably the biggest part.
I think that's some people,
because there's 3 buckets there, right? And that's probably the biggest bucket.
And it's probably the people that never find out they're full of shit are the people that never try to go for it too. It's like, oh yeah, they'll talk about it all the time. Oh man, yeah, dude, if I had the time and the money and the whatever to get this we should start a podcast. You know, that guy
has the time.
Those are the people that I'm talking about though. They know in the back of their mind that they're full of shit, that they don't actually want it. They just
never admit it.
Exactly.
They just never admit it out loud, and they never.
But they show it in their actions.
Sometimes I wonder.
Or they're inaction.
Sometimes I wonder if these people actually know inside their head, or they're just so committed to their
themselves.
Delusion. Yeah, their delusion. It is a delusion.
Yeah, I know some people in the creative space that are kind of like that. They want to have all
delusional.
They want to have all the gear, all the whatever, all the this, all this extra little frilly bullshit that they don't really need to actually go out and take a picture with someone or go out and book with someone or do something like that. But they want to have all the fancy stuff just so they can say they have it.
You know, I learned this lesson that you're talking about, Sean, pretty young in life. And I think that it's helped me out a lot. And weird analogy here, but it's very much the same thing. I actually learned it in bowling. I used to bowl a lot. Okay. And in bowling, there's different bowling balls, right? So you have this crowd of people that are really good at bowling, right? They really are. They dominate.
Yeah.
And they win all the tournaments.
Matt, the Iceman Bullock.
One of the best bowlers I've ever met in my life. No
Dude's
doubt
fucking cool. You know Matt Bullock?
No, I don't.
He's fucking bad.
Only guy
you
that I know.
Matt Bullock?
No, is he the guy that says, that's right, I did it. That's right.
No,
you know who you are, I am.
We went to high school with him.
Oh, we did? Matt Bullock?
Matt Bullock.
No, I don't know.
He's a great bowler that we went to school with.
He still bowls, I think.
Oh, that's badass.
Good dude. Nice guy. I like him.
His dad's great too.
Carry on.
But anyways.
Bowling balls, two crowds.
In bowling, there's a couple crowds.
Sorry, I really derailed that. I just heard bowling.
I hope Matt listens to this. I haven't talked to Matt in many years. I wonder how he's doing.
I work with him. Well, I don't work. He works at the same I work with his dad, Steve, who's also a good
great
bowler.
Guy. Race car driver.
Yeah, but also a pretty good bowler.
Yeah, pretty good as a bowler.
Not as good as Matt.
Not as good as Matt.
Yeah. He's the Iceman because he's so cold at bowling. I called him Matt the Iceman way before Matt Ryan was being called Matty Ice on ESPN. I called him Matt the Iceman Bullock. Ask him.
Yeah, in high school.
In high school, I called him
Matty Ice.
Yeah.
Well, ESPN started calling Matt Ryan Matty Ice when he got good. And I was like, bro, I've been calling Matt the Iceman Bullock that for over 10 years. Yeah. Carry on.
So in bowling, you have people that are really good and you have people that obviously think they're good.
Yeah.
What you'll notice, all the people that think they're good, all they talk about all the time is the new bowling ball and what new bowling ball they're going to get because it's so good and it will make them better. While the people are in the other camp that are actually good, doesn't matter what equipment.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what shoes you wear. Doesn't matter what ball you throw.
I came to play.
Doesn't matter the conditions.
They don't really
of the
talk about it
lanes.
too much.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they like it. Obviously, it's fun. It's part of the sport. You know, same.
Definitely.
Because I was about to say, I play disc golf now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I noticed the same thing. I just started recently playing like tournaments in disc golf.
Yeah.
Same situation. You got these guys that are really good. Doesn't matter what disc they throw. But
you give them a flat rock and they're like,
they'll stomp your ass with it.
Yeah.
But you have this other camp, people that think they're good, and what they always talking about, which disc is coming out. Yeah. And it's going to help them throw further and make more.
You're going to get the new disc golf shoes.
Yeah, whatever it is. It's the equipment. So same thing in cameras. They're talking about
all the time.
But you don't need a big expensive setup.
No.
You know,
not at all.
Yeah, in gyms, you don't need the biggest and baddest equipment. You need the best service.
In reality, dude, and I've been this guy before, the fitness success zombie. And there's two parts to this. One, I always said I had these fitness goals. At least I even said them to myself. Sometimes I even told my close friends like Phil. And on the day I was like, yes, my goal. And then on the days I didn't feel like doing it, I just didn't do it. I was full of shit.
Yeah, and you just kind of throw it in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then, I would make it excuses. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It was just me not being disciplined was the answer. I know that now looking back. But also, there's the people that think you have to have the right pre-workout or you have to have the right gym membership. I know some people, I'm not going to call them out on this podcast. I know them personally, and some of them are good friends of mine that I love, and they put way too much stock into which pec deck their gym has or
what brand
of
is it Nautilus? Is it like Arsenal?
Or
like
what's
what's going
the shirt
on?
that they're wearing at the gym, or they just don't, their pre doesn't hit them like they used to or whatever, and they got to find a new one before they can go back to the gym. They're full of shit.
That's so dumb.
They're full of shit. That's what they are. And I'm going to be that.
I have to admit, all of us have been that before.
Yes.
I was full of shit for longer than I haven't been. I'm not full of shit anymore.
When I first started taking
in the fitness realm, I think in life in general, I'm a lot more self-aware than I have been in the past, but especially in the fitness, I'm not full of shit anymore. And I spend a lot of time full of shit.
I used to, when I first started taking pre, I kind of got like that. I was like, dude, I have to have pre. Like,
forget your headphones. Nah, I'm going to go home. I can't train today. I forgot my headphones.
Right.
Yeah,
full of shit.
It's like,
you don't want
fuck
it.
This,
you don't
man.
want
I'm lifting.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm lifting.
I found the quote, and it's Andy Frisella. Imagine that.
What do you know?
And it's a little different than I thought, but it's still applicable. Applicable? Applicable. Phil, I always can count on Phil. He won't just correct me just to do it, but if I say it with a question mark at the end, he's going to be like, yes
applicable.
Or no. He's going to let me know how to say it.
Yeah, there you go.
Octagonal, octagonal.
The octagonal, brother.
Octagonal, bro.
You want it to
So
be,
Andy
Bubba.
Frisella says, I screenshotted this a long time ago, and it says, the days or times that you, and this is in quotes, don't feel like doing it are the days you find out if your goals are actually your goals or if you're just full of shit.
I have heard that. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay.
And that is like the only motivational screenshot text that I have on my phone anywhere.
Yeah.
Because when I read it, I was like, wow.
It hit you.
It hit me because mostly because I personally have been that person. And also I do know several other people that are also that person too.
Knowing that you were that person for a long time, what's your approach with someone that you know is full of shit?
I try to, everybody's a little different. Some people have thicker skin. Some people have different backgrounds. And there's some people that I am friends with or that I know that I can go, full of shit, dude. You're being full of shit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And there are others who may not be able to take that direct approach. And the last thing I want to do is, it's not that I don't want to be abrasive or I don't want to speak my mind. The last thing I want to do is make them feel like I'm not in their corner.
Right.
If it's somebody that I care about. So the approach is to most people who don't have the thick skin. Phil, I would probably tell you, I think you're just BSing, bro. I think that you're full of shit right now.
I think mine is like if it's somebody I know, I'm like, fuck no, dude. I'm like, no way.
It just depends on the person. And if it's somebody,
definitely.
if it's somebody who doesn't have as thick skin, my approach would usually be to ask them questions that force them to think about.
Dig themselves out of the hole.
Out of the hole.
Yeah, definitely.
And
questions are usually the answer.
That's actually a really good
something to make them think about what they're saying. Oh yeah, I
plan on losing 30 pounds in 2 months. I'm gonna do it.
I'm trying to get.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm trying to get super lean by this day, and I told myself I was going to work out every day. But today there's today I got
to go to this parade or something.
I forgot my pre-workout and I couldn't sleep well last night.
I'm tired. I didn't sleep good last night. I had a long day at work. It was real tough.
And
I forgot my workout shoes or something.
And then I might rebuttal with something like, if it was one of my thicker skin friends, I'd be like, you're full of shit. You don't want to be in better shape because you're bullshitting right now. I tell them, I look in the mirror and say that to myself a lot, but that's different. Accountability mirror. Stay hard. That's what David Goggins talks about. But I might ask him a question like, maybe it's hey, did you ever think that maybe it's a good thing that you forgot your pre-workout or because you need a break from taking it every now and then. You don't want to take it all the time. And they might go, yeah, well, but also I didn't sleep good last night. And I might say, I might ask them, did you not, like, whenever you were setting your goal, did you
not think that was going to happen.
Did you consider that maybe you wouldn't sleep well occasionally?
Yeah.
And you can see them start to go, they know what I'm doing. They know what I'm doing at that point.
Dang it, man.
They're either going to keep digging the hole, or they're going to go, I got you, Daryl.
Or they're going to stop texting you.
I know. I know.
Some people will dig in though. They'll dig their heels in.
And then when they start to do that, I just back off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Unless it's like, if it was like,
got it.
If it was like a very close friend or a brother, somebody that I truly care about, that I really just can't let it go, I'd be like, you're full of shit, dude.
Yeah.
And if you're not full of shit,
let's go to the gym right now.
I'll meet you at the gym after this, right? And I'll go train again, even though I already trained at 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or
exactly.
If you're not full of shit, send me a video of you or a picture of you in the mirror at the gym in your gym clothes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're full of shit. And so those are the couple different approaches.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
And I agree with you. I was just curious what you were going to say, because I always say, I have to tell people they're full of shit for a living.
Right. Well, I mean, for being a gym owner.
But usually the answer is not to do that for my situation, because of this type of people.
Yeah.
Right. And they're in an emotional state.
Yep.
Where you can't just do it. And they probably deep down inside already know that. But it's like when some people too, when they walk in, they're like, oh, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? And usually what I tell them is like, well, let me get to know you a little bit. Let's talk for about 15 or 20 minutes. And I'll know, are you the type of person that I need to carry around here like a little baby and put, with a bottle? Yeah. Or do I just need to take my foot and see how far I can stick it up your ass? Right. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. Depends on the type of person.
Give you a nice foot suppository going.
A lot of times when I say that, depending on the look on their face and how they answer, then I'll know which type of person they are.
Right.
Yeah.
And it'll be a dead giveaway.
Me, I tend to be the type of person that needs somebody, and thank God I'm married to who I'm married to, because Jessica would be like, you're being a lazy shit. And like, she'll look at me and
just go about her day. Yeah. Just called you a lazy shit and just hit the room.
She'll be like, I'll be like, I was going to get up and go to the gym this morning, but when my alarm went off, she'll interrupt me and be like, you were being a lazy shit. And I'm like,
should I beat you to it?
I'm like, yeah, I was being a lazy shit. But
I was going to say I had a bad dream, but anyways.
You didn't let me finish. I was heading to the gym now, is what I was going to say at the end of my sentence, right?
I was on the way to the gym, and you just cut me off so rude. You know what?
Now
you're calling me a lazy shit. I think you're a rude shit. Okay.
So now that my feelings are hurt, I can't train because that's an injury.
I like how Sean turned it on her, though.
Yeah, sometimes the scars are the ones that hurt the most are the ones that people can't see. Okay.
Crying.
But I tend to be the type of person that needs to hear somebody say that.
Because deep down inside, you know that.
I know when I am. And I'm also the type of person that's like, lazy shit, you take.
I
know who I am.
You take it personally.
A lot of aggressive self-talk.
I do take it personally, and maybe I won't even say anything to them. Maybe I won't even give them a facial expression, but inside I'm going,
Yeah.
I'm a lazy shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I ain't full of shit. I want to go to the gym. And
I call myself a fat piece of shit all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. That's what gets me. Yeah, that's what gets me going. Today
I was driving. I left I haven't even been in my house yet. I left the refinery at 4:30 and was like, okay, I got to record at 6:30. Need to go home. And then I was like, no, I have gym clothes in my bag. I could go to the gym, train, and I could go straight to podcast, because I was just going to go home, eat some dinner, come here, record, and then go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I started to talk myself out of it. I was like, nah, I'm just going to go home. I just don't, it was a long day at work, and it's Thursday, and, we're going out of town in the morning. And then I adjusted my rear view where I could see myself, and I was looking into my own eyes, and I was like,
hell yeah,
you're being a fucking wuss, bro. Quit being a lazy shit. And I'm like, oh, I want to be in the best shape of my life by this summer. All right, fatty. I'm talking to myself in the car, and I know there's a Joe Rogan podcast playing in the background. I was listening to him and Dave. He was interviewing Dave Portnoy. But anyway, that's different. And I'm on 40, I'm on 45, 517. It's all fucked up right now because of construction. And I'm like, you're fucking full of shit, dude. And then I speed up. I'm like, I'm going to drive to the gym even faster now because you're trying to talk yourself out of it. Now I'm not even going to give you that extra 5 minutes of drive time. We're going faster. We're speeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
So what'd you hit?
What do you mean? Miles Oh, today I hit some, it was a push day.
Who did you hit? Like the person, like the construction worker that you hit?
No. I did not go over the speed limit a lot.
Allegedly.
But no, I did my shoulder, what I call my shoulder dominant push day. So I do push pull legs, and I have 2 push days, 2 pull days, 2 leg days. And they're different focuses, right? Pushes, I got my 2 focuses, one's chest, one's shoulders. My pull day, I do like a vertical pull and a horizontal pull, just pulling motion.
Yeah.
And then there's some auxiliaries I throw in there too. And then my legs are obviously front and back quad.
I was mostly just hoping that he'd say I hit legs, but
nope, hit those yesterday.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And let me tell you, we got the work done. We did the work.
Yeah. I got on some legs today. It felt real good because since running more, I've kind of been slacking on my leg day.
Gotcha. Don't say that out loud.
Pull day was for me yesterday. That was pretty nice. Yeah, it felt really good.
Can you get that front lat spread?
Man, I don't know if I...
He's all humble. Nah, it's not for me. I don't know if I can.
As you were saying that though, I remember I was listening to a podcast yesterday and I meant to order this book. I kind of have this little rule that I probably told you guys about when I hear it, when someone recommends a book, I immediately go to Amazon and I order it. Mm-hmm. Well, I meant to do it yesterday because I was on a run listening to a podcast and he was talking about this book and I had it in my head, but then I forgot and I just remembered it just now. And the book is called Top Dog. I have not read the book, but I'm ordering it as we speak. And it's called Top Dog, The Science of Winning and Losing. Mm-hmm. And apparently it's just about what you were talking about, the person inside of your head. He apparently in this book, and like I said, I just heard someone on a podcast just talking about it. I have not read the book, but apparently you have worriers and you have warriors. People that are warriors, they need hard things to overcome on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps them going. Like you were talking about, I call myself a fat ass all the time and that keeps me going. Well, that's because you're a warrior. Yeah. But then there's also worriers, which is what you were talking about earlier. Always worry, or what we were all talking about earlier. We're worried about what's going to happen. Well, now we want to be a warrior. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where we want to crave hard things. Yeah. And I think running has very much done that for me. Where even though I hate it, at the same time, got to do it.
Yeah. I would say that in my younger days, I was a combo. They were like, I don't know if the book says there can be a combo, but there was definitely a lot of stuff that I worried about that I was scared of. And then there was a lot of other things that I was like, I'm going to do it. And definitely as I've gotten older, I've solidified my spot in the warrior column, I would say.
Nice. Those things you worry about don't take you out.
Not that
you're up there.
Yeah, not that I'm a warrior and I'm going out and kicking people's ass on the street, but
you can.
Maybe I could.
You could. You're kind of a big guy. I'd be a little scared if you came up to me and you're like, I'm a warrior, and you just punch me in the face. I'd be like, God damn it, I got to fight this dude now.
Right at 6'1", 205. Yeah. But no, like if a warrior is described as somebody who needs hard things in front of them, that's me, because I can't sit still and just not be pursuing something now in my life. Like, I can't, I'm restless. I'm ambitious. I'm uncontent with staying where I'm at. So I think everybody sitting in this room is like that, which brings us back to the point of the podcast. Your decisions are overall pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Money's pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. If you can maintain your health, you can pretty much bounce back from whatever else. I mean, you can bounce back from anything else. There are some legends out here in this world of people who have bounced back from some crazy shit. And
definitely. I mean,
it's overall what you don't do is pretty insignificant. So go for it, man. Yep. Send it. Full send, bro.
Yeah. Like you said, being a warrior and a worrier, like I know I used to worry a lot more when I was younger, but then you get to late 20s, mid 20s, early 30s. And it's like, holy shit, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. And that thing that I was tripping about, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, back when I was in, in my early teens, it's not a really big deal. I probably
completely forgot about it.
Exactly.
But it's crazy how whenever you're at a point in your time where you have way less responsibilities and worries, you're worried about more. And then you get older and you actually have real life shit to take care of. And there's real things going on that can
really shape like your whole life.
Shape your life.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're like, I'm good. I'm a warrior. But like when you're younger, you're like, oh my God, you're worried about like it.
Gotta make sure that all my clothes match.
Yeah, my clothes match.
Make sure that I can get, bro, I gotta wear my freaking Letterman. I forgot to bring my Letterman.
And what if I try to talk to the girl and she doesn't like me? And oh my God.
Yeah, bro.
I don't now, like the insignificant things that we were worried about then. I don't even remember now, but it's just crazy how full circle here. When you do start to live that way, you get more and more and more like that way. It's like you start to snowball.
Yeah. I think the self-awareness thing that you touched on earlier is just so important. Like let's understand where we are in our life, and let's understand, what was important to us then. Yeah. Who we are as a person, where we are.
Be real, at least with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And be self-aware of the situation.
I think that's first step, because people are worried about what others may think of them.
Yeah.
But if you can look yourself in the mirror and just be real with yourself, which took me a long time to do. If you can do that, then it will start to bleed into everything else. And you'll just be able, if you can be authentic in front of the mirror with yourself, you will start to be unapologetically authentic in life in general and to everybody around you. And you'll start to worry less, take more action. And I think your life will snowball, into something good. Right. And I'm not saying something bad couldn't happen along the way, and maybe you could lose some money, maybe you could lose a little time.
But that potential is always there. It's always
that's there anyway.
Yeah, even if you can worry about it until you go to bed tonight. It's always going to be there.
It's going to be there when you wake up.
Exactly.
Whether you worry or not, it's not going to change the outcome.
Yeah, Grant Cardone taught me this.
Don't be a little bitch.
That too.
He does say that. I wonder if he coined that.
It's the fear of not reaching your potential.
I'm so worried about that, dude.
Scary.
I'm so worried that I'm going to be, that is a worry that I have. That more than that, though, I've talked about this on the show before. I'm scared that I'm going to be 90 or however old I live to be. And I'm going to be laying there on my deathbed, and my biggest fear or my biggest regret would be, damn, I didn't go for it. There was that thing that I always thought about doing, and I didn't do it because I was scared of what somebody might think. I was scared to spend the money. I didn't admit to myself that I did have the time to go for it. And it was really important to me, and I never did. Now I'm 90 and I got an hour left to live.
There's something that
I'm laying here thinking about that.
Something that really motivates me as far as trying to reach my full potential is definitely my nephew. C-Bum too, man. C-Bum's a great guy, man. But no, I would like to meet him though. That'd be really cool. But no, my nephew, man. I see my nephew, and
how old is he?
11, and it's just I see a lot of me in him, and I'm just like, man, I want him to be able to look at me and be like, man, my uncle, that dude fucking did it, man. He really went out there and he achieved what he wanted, and he did what he wanted, instead of being oh man, my uncle, he went, got a job, and just kind of faded away into the darkness at his job.
He never says anything about his uncle.
Or
that's even worse.
Exactly. Yeah, I would, because it's I want that for him. I don't want him to think that he has to be confined and locked down to working just some really basic job and hate it, but you make money, whatever. Mm-hmm. Cool. It's dude, that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It's if you're happy there, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I just want him to be able to look at me and be like,
when people ask me what my biggest fear is, my answer is being average. Mm-hmm. Being average is the scariest thing to me, to just be another person in the world that contributes to society and is totally normal and completely average. That's scary.
Yeah, definitely. And both of these, I'm going to I got nieces and nephews, and maybe we'll have my own kids someday. I don't know yet, but Sean, you're onto something. What you just said, I think, can be the cure to a lot of our societal problems, especially here in the U.S. Don't ever see, especially the young ones looking up to you. Man, I'm going to tell you another story after this. I've been going 45 minutes and I don't care. This is a podcast. Joe Rogan can do it for 4 hours. I can do it for 1. But yeah, Joe, come on the show. But so what you're talking about can really solve a lot of our societal issues. People don't go for it. People don't strive and achieve and grind, and the youth sees that. And I think it was Ed Milet talking about how that's the pandemic, that's the main problem is, parents, he talks about, I think he was talking about himself. One big fear he had, because he's got kids, that they're a little bit older now, but one of his big fears was being full of shit. And you tell your kid, you lean down. Would you ever tell your nephew that he couldn't do something, or that he's incapable, or that he couldn't accomplish something?
No, he's big into gaming, and I always tell him, I'm like, bro, if you like gaming, I always tell him play. I'm like, play the game. Like, don't watch these people play the game and just be like, I'm cool with watching these people play the game. And it's like, if you want to get better at it. Yeah. If you want to play the game at the level that these dudes sit here that's all they do is play these games. And it's just like, I think you're completely capable of it, is what I try to tell him. I'm like, you're capable of playing these games just as much as these other guys. You have more time than they do, so it's like,
you would tell him, nephew, you can do anything you want to do. You just got to put the work in. You just got to go for it. Right. That's what you would tell him.
Absolutely.
And he's going to look at Uncle Sean and go, Uncle Sean, you're not going for it.
Yeah, I would be like,
you're not doing it.
I was like, no, you're crazy. Yeah.
You're full of shit, right? That's what he's going to see you.
I just had a talk with him about that recently. Yeah, I made a recent move.
He's going to see you not going for it. There's parents, there's aunts and uncles and grandparents out there that are telling these kids, you can do anything you want. And that's a good thing. You should tell kids that. But then you have to go and do it yourself. Not that they're going to want to do the same things that you do. But if they see you want to be a photographer and your nephew wants to be a gamer, he's going to go, damn, my Uncle Sean wanted to be a photographer.
Well, he talks about it all the time, but he never actually does it.
Yeah.
But no, he's going to look at Sean and go, man, my Uncle Sean went for it.
Yeah.
And he's out here doing his thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you know what? So now I'm going to go for it, right? Because, he had the balls.
Yeah, I guess, I went the negative route.
Yeah.
What if he sees you not going for it?
Yeah, exactly. Then he's going to go, well, why aren't you going for it, Uncle Sean? Don't tell me to go for it. You're not doing shit,
that
right?
Would crush me. Absolutely. Right. Like, it would absolutely crush me if he was able to look at me and I'm like sitting there just like telling him, you can do it, you can do it, and then I'm not trying to do it myself.
I think that's the answer to not all of, but a chunk of our societal issues, especially here in the U.S. I'm not as familiar with other countries because I don't really care. United States, baby. But no, I want them to be great too. I want everybody to be great. But so I saw this, and I'm talking about this today. I was at the gym and I saw what's obviously a couple, and they're probably late 30s. They had a young son with them that might have been 10 years old, somewhere from. He's about that old.
So hip and shoulder.
He was between hip and shoulder on me.
Got it. Yeah.
And handsome little dude. And his mom and his dad were both in the gym training. And at one point, I was over on the cable tree, and they were on the little. The mom was on the assisted pull up, and the dad was doing the unassisted, right? And they just kind of were by me, so I saw him. By the way, the dad was like. He's a specimen. He's like 6'7", 235, jacked. This guy was jacked and handsome, and he had a mustache too.
Yeah, like why aren't you playing football somewhere?
Fucking stud. So anyhow, they're training.
Your fine ass. What's your fine ass?
I might have to hit him up. He could. But so they come over by me, and it just so happened that I was standing there, so I saw him. And you're aware of the people around you. And I saw the mom. She kind of directs the little boy, and he goes over to the side. And he sits down on the ground or whatever. He's kind of waiting. And I'm in between sets, and I kind of glance over, and he's watching his parents, and his parents are both doing pull-ups, right? And they're kind of doing their thing and they're talking amongst each other, and they get done and they go over to the next thing, and they kind of wave him on, and he's kind of like, he climbs up on the little assisted pull-up thing, and he can't reach. He's like, I want to do some pull-ups, right?
Do some pull-ups.
Yeah. And I could tell, and he can't reach it, and I'm like, probably inappropriate for me to go lift him up.
Right.
Well, next thing I know, here comes Dad. He goes over there and he grabs him by his hips and he picks him up, and he's help. A kid can't do pull-ups, right? And he's like, come on, buddy, And the point is, this whole long story is, you don't think that they're watching. They're watching you, dude.
Yeah,
the kids are watching
every move.
And he saw his parents. He saw his dad doing unassisted pull-ups, and he thought that's badass. But you know what? He saw his mom, who couldn't do an unassisted, I don't think, but she was using the assisted pull-up bar. She was refusing to not do. She was like, I'm not going to not do pull-ups. I'm just going to go the assisted bar because I need some help right now. Mm-hmm. And he saw them doing that, and they didn't think nothing of it. They went on to the next exercise. Here comes little boy. He's fucking.
But that's his whole life right now.
Right.
Yeah.
All he's thinking about is mom and dad are doing this thing, So
one example, he's going to be, when the parents are like, hey, son, you should exercise and try to take care of your body and be in shape. He's going to go, you know what? Y'all are right. I saw y'all in there in the gym. And the mom, who obviously has a son, she was in great shape, and, obviously has bounced back quite a bit from, the pregnancy or whatever. I don't know the full extent. There's just people that I witnessed them at the gym, observing them. And, but they're watching you, and he would go, you know what? Yeah, I saw mom and dad in the gym and they were hitting the pull-ups, and he's likely going to go to the gym and mimic a lot of that. Mm-hmm. And not that the gym is everything or you have to go to the gym, but
it's one facet.
It's one facet.
That can be.
Because if those parents, if they were out of shape and, they drank a whole ton of beer and ate ice cream and pizza every day, and they were like, hey, son, you should really take care of your body. And he was a high school athlete, and his dad was like, you need to be taking your practice seriously. And he was 450 pounds. The kid would be like, oh, get your fat ass. You ain't you can't bust a grape.
Bro, I will roll you out that door. I will roll you.
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty, motherfucker.
Right?
Yeah, just
and so out, the kids are watching you, people.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. And
be the change.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely need to be the change. Guys, this was a good one.
I haven't
go
laughed
for it.
As much in so long.
Go for it. So and you know what, man? If you just see bum and if you see C-bum and you feel inspired, every now and then you just. He's got See, look at Sean, front last spread, front double by. And we went on camera. We went live on the podcast, episode 51, and Sean said out loud one of his fitness goals is to have a lat spread you can see from the front.
Yes, sir.
And
I'm going to have a lat spread that you can see from the front.
I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, this summer. Yeah, this summer is going to be awesome.
When you tell your nephew, when you smack him around, get in the gym, he's going to go, damn, he does have a front lat spread that I can see.
It's coming because, I'll tell you what, obviously me and Sean work together every day. This dude, you should see his diet recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when,
sorry.
when Sean first started hanging out, doing some work at the gym, I'd see him eating Wingstop and different things.
Chicken and rice.
Yeah, I try to.
Now it's usually steak and potatoes.
Steak and potatoes.
Broccoli.
Steak and potatoes is my go-to. It's so good.
Same. It's
so
real good.
You're going to hit that front lat spread, baby.
Got to.
Guys.
Yeah, how many pull-ups did you do? 11?
I did 11, at my top. That's my top. 11. So now I'm trying to do
that dude at the gym
with the vest. I want to do it with
6'7", 240. Sean's going to be like, get out of the way.
Oh,
hey, hand.
Yeah.
This is my pull-up bar.
Yeah, my boy Lurch walking around the gym.
So you're going to do the assisted. You're going to do pull-ups with the weighted vest, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we have one at the gym. We were cleaning up, and I found one. It's like 12 pounds, and so I was like, yeah, this will work. This will be cool.
As Sean was doing inventory the other day, I walk in there. He's freaking sitting there counting shirts, right, wearing a weighted vest. And I see him squat, get over a shirt, and he would stand up when he had the weighted vest.
He's like, you getting those squats in? I was
my guy's getting after it.
He was. It was great. I should have filmed it.
He probably had ankle weights on under his pants.
I was watching him for a minute, and he didn't know I was watching him.
So next time Sean tells you, hey, Phil, why don't you make that a little more challenging, or why don't you work a little harder? you're going to think about how he was in there wearing a weighted vest counting t-shirts, and you're going to go, you know what?
Nah, dude, Phil's a beast. I'll see him like moving weight. I'm like, dude, this dude's strong. Holy shit! Like,
can you do a front lat spread?
Can you?
Hey, you know what? You said try it out.
We'll do a front lat spread to end out the podcast.
So.
You know, you said Sean did 100 pull-ups. You know what pull-ups are good for?
He did 11.
I'm sorry, 100. You did 11 pull-ups.
I was like, hey.
Sean did 11 pull-ups. Point is, you know what muscle group pull-ups are good for? The lats. The front lat spread. Yeah, let's see that.
I'm watching myself right now.
Yeah. Whoa. All right, y'all. Look, your actions are they're really Sean, it's not that important, y'all.
I think that your camera looks way better than mine.
Does it?
I don't know.
I think they look the same.
I mean, I looked at the footage. When I was looking at the footage last time, it looked pretty good.
I'm just talking right now, though. Yeah. Maybe it's just me.
No.
Maybe Sean just looks so good.
It's him. Yeah.
Yes.
Phil, don't lie to yourself.
I'm not going to be able to walk out the compound, man. My head's so big now.
Sorry, guys. We need to get the door. We need to get the doors widened.
Yeah. Open the hanger, please. I gotta fly out real quick.
Guys, money's not that important. The time really isn't that important. Do what you want to do.
Go for it.
Don't be full of shit. Go for it. And a sidebar: don't let the people who depend on you, your kids, your spouse, whoever it is that's watching you, don't let them see you not going for it.
Yeah, be something that they can be proud of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be the change. Be the person that you needed when you were younger. Be the inspiration that you would like to see.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's all we got for today. And get in the gym and hit a front lat spread, dude.
Pull-up bar. Pull-ups, unassisted, assisted.
Assisted's really good.
Weight vest.
With the bands.
The bands is great.
Yeah.
I love hitting pull-ups with the bands.
That's what helped me kind of get the reps in. Get the reps in. Yeah, use an assistant in some way, and I'm like, dude, this is great. Oh,
whoa.
Sean, let's see it.
Gotta get the headphones off.
Hey, if y'all are watching this on YouTube,
Sean, you just go. The screen's not on this. What's going on? It timed out.
Don't worry, my front lat spread's on there.
The screen might just time out. I'm not sure. We just got that camera somewhere in hours.
Yeah, it's out. It timed out.
It was my front lat spread that broke it.
Yeah, probably so.
It timed out. It had about an hour, so I